Future millionaires, wagwan, it's Demetress here, and today we're diving into the crucial topic of money habits that keep people broke. Now you see the key difference between staying broke and achieving financial freedom. It often boils down to your daily habits. And trust me, I've been there, I've seen it, and I've lived it. So to make sure that it doesn't happen to you, JMMB and I are here to help you. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so the first money habit that keeps people broke is when they live beyond their means. And this is the ultimate trap if you ask me. Now people love to flex, whether it's new cars, fancy gadgets, designer clothes, or brand new watches. But if you live beyond your means, you're setting up yourself for failure. Now, I remember when I first started making some money, and that was when I had my work and travel job when I went abroad in New York. Now, I was buying a lot of blazers, designer church shirt, designer shoes, a bunch of gadgets, always eating out. And when the summer finished, I was like, where did the money go? It was just so tempting to splurge. I was caught up in the hype of wanting to show everyone, look, yo, I made it. They're foreign. But here's the truth. The flashy lifestyle isn't what brings wealth. It's smart financial choices. Now in the book, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, they emphasize that many wealthy individuals live well below their means. Now, while they are driving the latest sports cars or living in an expensive mansion, the prices and maintenance for these objects are way below what they actually bring in monthly or yearly. And what they're doing is investing and saving as much as they can. Now just take a step back and assess your lifestyle. Are you spending on things to impress others or to secure your future? And trust me, people that have financial freedom says it feels a lot better than trying to impress people. Now, the second money habit that keeps people broke is neglecting to save. Now, emergencies happen. Your car breaks down, you lose your job, unexpected medical bills, life is unpredictable. I mean, Hurricane Beryl just passed. Now, I remember being in a tight spot once and realizing the importance of having some financial cushion. Now, there was a time that I had to borrow money and I didn't have the savings to cover that unexpected expense. It was a wake-up call. Now, in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, it teaches us the importance of paying yourself first. He says it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. And this means setting aside a portion of your income for savings before anything else. Now what I want you to do is set up an automatic transfer to your savings account each month. Treat it like a non-negotiable bill. Your future self will thank you. Now the third money habit that keeps people broke is avoiding budgeting. Now this one's a killer. Not having a budget is like trying to navigate a new city without a map. And that reminds me of the time when I went to New York. And the thing is, I was working in Times Square, and when you're leaving out of the Hard Rock Cafe to go to the train station that brings me to Queens, once I step out of Hard Rock, I make a right. Was having a long work day. As soon as I stepped out of the building, I was lost, seeing the traffic, and I went left, and I went up all the way to Bryant Park and lost in the big old New York City. And that's exactly what it feels like by not having a budget. Now, back when I was struggling to keep track of my finances and my expenses, I realized that I was wandering aimlessly with my finances. I used to think budgeting was boring and restrictive. But imagine this. Imagine that you're in a maze or a puzzle, blindfolded, and you're trying to find your way out. You know how hard that would be? That's what managing money would be like without budgeting. I remember spending money on things that I didn't even need, and that was just because I didn't have a clear picture of my finances. Now, once I sat down and created a budget, it was like a light bulb went off. So take the time and sit down and create a budget. It doesn't have to be complex. Just list your income and expenses. Track your spending for like a month and see where your money is going. And this awareness is the first step to taking control. Now, the fourth money habit that is keeping you broke is impulse buying. We've all been there. Seen something shiny on Amazon and we just add it to cart and buying it on the spot. But those impulse buys add up. I used to be guilty of this, kind of still am, and I'll see something cool and think, why not? But then I realized I was draining my resources on things that didn't really matter. Now picture this, I do YouTube, so the main equipment I will need is a camera. But the thing is, I have an iPhone and don't know how to use a camera, right? I bought the camera anyway, and months passed and I barely used it. Now take a step further, I bought a fancy 360 camera, which is for action sports and outside vlogging, even though I'm mostly sitting at my desk doing this type of YouTube videos. Now that's called being a gear junkie. It was a wake-up call about how those impulse buys can really add up and impact my financial goals. Now next time you're about to make an impulse buy or impulse purchase, pause and think. Give it 24 hours. If you still want it and if it is still within your budget, then go for it. But now I stop you. We make money so we can buy things. If not, then you're likely to just forget about it. Now the fifth money habit that is keeping you broke is relying on credit. Now credit cards can be useful, but relying on them for everyday expenses, that's like a recipe for a high interest debt. I learned this the hard way. I used to swipe my card without even thinking, and before I knew it, I surpassed my monthly limit. Now picture this. Every swipe of your credit card is like digging a hole. You think you're just digging a little bit of dirt out each time, but eventually you look up and realize that you found yourself in a well, in a deep pit. And that's how it feels. It took a lot of discipline and effort for some people to even climb out of debt. Now start paying down your credit card balances. Aim to use your credit card for planned expenses only and pay it off in full each month. This discipline will save you from crippling effects of high interest debt. Now the sixth money habit that is keeping you broke is not investing. You can't just save your way to wealth. You need to invest. I used to think that saving was enough until I started to learn more about personal finances and investments. Now, watching my money grow through smart investments was like a game changer for me. And if you read The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, which is a favorite of Warren Buffett, it teaches that smart investing is the key to growing your wealth. Graham says that the individual investor should act consistently as an investor and not a spectator. That means that you should not let your money just be on the sidelines. You should have skin in the game. Start small if you need to. Invest in managed funds, unit trusts, individual dividend stocks, learn about the stock market, and explore real estate when you eventually have the cash flow and you have money like that in the future. The earlier you start, the more you will benefit from compound interest. Remember, investing is about patience and making informed decisions. Now, the seventh money habit that is keeping you broke is lack of financial education. Ignorance isn't bliss when it comes to money. The more you know, the better decisions you will make. I used to think that I had it all figured out because I'm a bright boy in a school, until I read a personal finance book and said, whoa, you really are behind. Now imagine this. You started your first business. You make a lot of financial mistakes simply because you didn't know any better. You didn't understand taxes, you didn't understand investments, or even the basic budgeting skills. It wasn't until you committed yourself to learning that you began to see significant changes. Now, if you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and self-improvement for financial success. Hill says that knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into indefinite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Now, commit to lifelong learning. Read books, attend seminars, take courses, watch videos. The knowledge you can gain will empower you to make better financial choices and pave your way to wealth. So there you have it, 7 habits that keep people broke. Now, if you're serious about changing your financial future, start by breaking these habits. Read the books I mentioned. They're gold mines of information. And remember, wealth isn't just about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep and grow. Now, if you found this video valuable, I want you to smash that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop a comment down below. Which habit are you willing to break today? Let's elevate together. Until next time, work hard, make money, and happy investing.